Hello dear students, today's lesson is as usual in book 9, substituting into an expression, page 88. Objectives, we have to know the definition of what does that mean and example, and then we go to exercises and make one of the exercises, and the rest I shall give it to you as homework. Okay, what is the definition of these substitutions? When you're substituting a number into an expression, a letter, you must always remember the priority of the mathematical operations. As I told you before in the last subject, why we make these algebraic expressions. We make algebraic expressions so that we can have a fixed formula where we can use it many times for different situations. If I use numbers, the numbers change according to situation. But according to a mathematical expression, you shall always can use the same mathematical operation or mathematical expression to find the values, the changing values of the changing situations. And this expression, this algebraic expression, is bound with each other with a certain rule, okay? Certain rule. So now what we do, we have the algebraic expression, and I give you the situations, and you substitute the values of the situation into the algebraic expression to find the result. So you have the algebraic expression which is fixed, only you have to substitute the values of the letters, the variables, so that you find the value for this certain situation. The value of the letters can change. So A equal 2, A equal 7, A equal 9, but the formula is the same. So, important thing also is here is to know the priority of the mathematical expression. Which operation, with mathematical operation, you shall start with first. First thing is the bracket. Don't forget, bracket is the most powerful one. If you have a bracket, you have to find the value inside the bracket first. Because whatever is outside the bracket is multiplied by the bracket, not in a certain number, by all what's inside the bracket. So you have to be sure that you determine all what's inside the bracket before you multiply it whatever outside the bracket. Outside the bracket can be a number or a sign, plus, minus. Okay? Of course, after that you deal with the power, and then division, multiplication, minus, and plus. Let us see an example, so it looks much easier then. We have this example. It is this example, by the way, it's in your book and it is solved. I like to explain for you. Work out the value of the expression. You see, he gave values for P and he gave value for Q. These values can change. They are not fixed. They can change. P is now 2, it can be 7, it can be 8. But the formula here, this is called the formula, or it's called the algebraic expression, or it is called the mathematical equations. All the same synonyms, okay? Mathematical equation, algebraic expression, equation, as you like. This is fixed. So we substitute the values of Q and P in the equation to find the result for the situation. What situation? The situation where P equal 2 and Q equal minus 3. So when I substitute now, important is to solve whatever is inside the bracket, the small bracket, okay? Before I go outside, so I start from in, out, and I start with the bracket. That's why I turned these colors blue for the numbers, so that to show you which numbers are relative now. I am dealing with which numbers. So I substitute in Q minus 3, and in P I substitute 2, and it looks like this now. 4 multiplied by minus 3 over 2, which will give me minus 12 over 2. I'm still inside the small bracket. I'm not finished. I'm still inside the small bracket. I like to determine how much value. So far it goes. I keep this, so far it goes. So now I divide. 12 by 2 give me how much? Give me minus 6, okay? Now the 5 outside, it was black, now it is blue, because I'm finished now with what is inside the small bracket. The small bracket now is minus 6. I can multiply it with whatever is outside the bracket. What is outside the bracket is minus. This minus is multiplied by this minus, okay? So minus multiplied by minus is plus. This leaves me with plus 5 plus 6, okay? This leaves me with 5 plus 6, which give me what? 11. Now the P outside, this is the last step. The P outside is how much P? 2. P is 2 multiplied by 11, which give me also 2 multiplied by 11 give me a 22. This is the way how you start and how it goes. You start first from inside the bracket. We start whatever the bracket. We finish us inside the bracket, and then we deal with this one, the bigger bracket, before we go outside to the P. So we deal with 4Q over P, because this first bracket, and then the 4Q over P, the result of this will be dealt with this 5 here, which are also between two brackets, and then the whole value here, which is 11, is multiplied by P, which is outside the bracket. It's going to be 2 multiplied by 11, which gives me 22. Let us find, this is another question from the exercise, 9.3, page 88. Work out the value of each expression when W equal 5, X equal 2, Y equal minus 8, and Z equal minus 1. So he gave you letters or variables, okay, we call them in the programming language variables. And a variable is variable. He always changes his value, but a constant never changes his value, okay? But a variable changes his value. So we have here variables, W, X, Y, Z. But now I need a fixed rule, a fixed formula, so that I can substitute in it and find the value or the result for this certain situation where the where the W equal 5, the X equal 2, and so on. So I took F, 2x to the power 3. Now I see that the 2x is also between two brackets, so I have to deal what's inside the brackets before I go to the power. So I substitute the value of x, which is 2 here, okay, it's going to give me 2 multiplied by 2, how much? 4, and then I deal with the power. So it's going to be first, I deal with what is inside the bracket, which is 2 multiplied by 2. From where came the other 2? It is the value of x here, x equal 2. So 2 multiplied by 2 is 4, 4 to the power 3, 4 times 4, 16 times 4, 64. Okay? Just like a waterfall. So this is how you do with these equations. It's very easy. Try to do now exercise 9.3, page 88, number 2, all of them. All of them, yes. Try to do the ones you know. If there are some equations hard to do, but I don't think so, then ask me about them. Try to do the most of them. I'll be happy if you make all of them. But try to do what you can from them, and then if you have some problems, you can contact me. That's all for today. Thank you very much.